These were the first books literally ever on my bookshelf. And when I tell you I just DNF'd it for literally no reason, I did really like these two, so I may as well finish it. I'm literally halfway. I'm gonna try to read this, but I don't know if I'll remember anything. There's no reason to DNF a book when you're on the third of a series and there's like 100 pages left, so I'm just gonna read this real quick. Up right now. So I'm picking up this book pretty much 70% of the way through on chapter 12. I just read the last page of chapter 11 to refresh my brain. Oh my gosh, I forgot that this series kind of slays. Like, hello. First of all, the Darkling, I wish that he was like the romance interest. I don't want to say any spoilers, but I forgot how much I used to think about him. And then Nikolai, or what's his name? Nikolai? The prince, whatever his name is. I forgot how much I love him. I used to think about him a lot too. This was the first series I actually ever started reading, so it's funny to go back to it, but I remember being obsessed with the Darkling and Nikolai, whatever his name is. I've read a couple pages, and one more update. I looked up a summary of the book before this and then what's happened so far in this book. I forgot how good this series is and how intrigued I was into it. That sentence made no sense, but you get it. And now I remember like what went down, what happened, what's going on, and I'm ready to dive in. Finished her last night, Ruin and Rising, the third of the Shadow and Bone series. Okay, so this is interesting and it almost feels a little unfair to even rate because I picked this up the same day I finished Kingdom of Ash. So like, you can't compare a 1,000-book finale of an 8-book series to the finale of a trilogy. Okay, so that being said, I also was about halfway through this book. I'm rating it 3 stars, which is not a bad rating at all. I still thoroughly enjoyed it and I still enjoyed the series. My favorite character was Nikolai, and he wasn't a forefront character as much as I wanted him to be. I also hated Mal. I was reminded of how much I did not like him from the first 2 books while I was reading this, and that was actually part of the reason I put the books down, was because I was like, I cannot handle this man for 1 moment longer. I didn't like the ending. Well, okay, hold on. Let me rephrase. The final battle is 1 chapter. 1. And I feel like they spent a lot of time walking to places and walking to places and going to places, but not much time at those places. And then all of a sudden it was over. It was like build, 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 boom, done. So I didn't like that ending, but the very last chapter, like the after chapter, was good, and it was a cute ending as far as that goes. So that being said, like, I did enjoy the series, and I would even recommend it. It's a 3-star series for me. I don't remember what I rated the first 2 books, but I'd probably say they were all just about a 3-star. My favorite of the series was the 2nd book. That being said, I heard that Six of Crows is like a lot of people's favorite little duology ever, and it's like really good. And I've heard people say they don't know how the same author wrote this and wrote Six of Crows. But now that I know the political system and the magic system, I probably am gonna eat up Six of Crows. So I did order it. It gets here tomorrow. So I'm going to be starting yet another series, but that one's just a duology. Then moving on, I have so many series I want to read. I realize that I am a fantasy girly, romantasy. I have a bunch that I want to read right now. So y'all can help me pick. And by help me pick, I mean comment down below what you think I'm going to pick, because this video will already be done. We have 3 books right now. I'm so scared to start this. What? Okay. Is it really that deep? Is it that deep? All 3 books are this big. So this is the Crescent City series, which is the last of the Sarah J. Maas universe books. I already read ACOTAR. So excited for the next one to come out. Absolutely ate it up. It was my favorite series until I read Throne of Glass, which is now my favorite series. And so her last one is Crescent City, which is more of like an urban fantasy. And I don't really even know what to expect, but I know it still has like a lot of the same elements of Throne of Glass and ACOTAR. I don't even want to look. Oh my gosh, this book is like 800 pages for the start of a series. And I heard that like this whole part right here is just like world building goes over your head. Oops, I didn't mean to drop it. I feel like I should start it today so I can get these over with. But in other news, an Ember in the Ashes series, I ate up the first one, but I did audiobook the first one for like 90% of it. I finished it on the physical. So I bought the second one, A Torch Against the Night. I'm very excited to see where the story goes. I don't really know where it's gonna go, and the first one was such a good book. I feel like this might become one of my favorite series, so I am excited to read this one. But I don't know why I'm just intimidated to get into the second one. Like, I'm so happy with the first one. I don't want it to get ruined. And then my other series I have physically right now is A Cruel Prince. I do want to start this because, I mean, this one's only 370 pages. The other ones look relatively small as well. Quick little trilogy. And I've heard that this is a lot of people's favorite. I don't like spice, and I'm pretty sure this is more of like YA, no spice, romantic-y vibes, so I feel like I'm gonna eat it up. So I kind of want to read it. I'm kind of in the mood for this right now. I'm such a mood reader, which is kind of annoying because I need to read all of these. Here's the thing. If I start this one, I have 2 other massive books to worry about. If I start this one, I have 2 more books after it, and we're already in the middle of the story, so maybe I should just get into it. If I start this one, it's 3 cute like little romanticies, which I think would be really fun. I think I'm gonna start this. I don't know if I've said this, but I often just look up the book I'm reading and then an instrumental playlist, so are these the vibes? Interesting. Now that I'm on chapter 3, so I'm like barely into it. It seems like an interesting story, but I'm pretty sure the character is like 17, so y'all know how this goes. I'm gonna up their age to about 20, 22-ish, somewhere in there, because I don't like reading about teenagers. I guess so far I'm liking it, but I need to get way more into it. I just wanted to come on and say that I looked it up on TikTok and found out this is not a romance, like romantasy. It has a subplot of romance. So my expectations are changed now, but I still love a good fantasy with subplot romance, so let's just read it. My plan was to get to at least page 100 last night, and I got to page 75, so not bad. I don't know, it's really hard to go from Kingdom of Ash to this, but it's a completely different world. I've really never read a book like this. Like, there's like goblins and frogs, and it's giving more like YA, which I'm pretty sure is YA, so that's fine. But something that's bothering me is the character is supposed to be, I believe, 17, and like I said, I like to age them up in my head, but the way they're acting is more like 12, like literally 12 years old. And then like one of the main characters, Carden, he's a literal bully, which Cruel Prince, got it. But usually I'm assuming he's gonna be the romance interest, and usually our morally gray character doesn't like bully the main girl. Like, she there are just things that are happening that I'm like, I don't know if I can fall for this guy, but everybody says they do, and everybody says they love this book, and like, it's entertaining, it's pulling me in. It's just like really different. It's just taking some time to adjust. Day 3 of reading The Cruel Prince. Yesterday was my anniversary, so I didn't really read too much other than when I was at the gym, and I also read a little bit at the gym today, so I'm now on page 143. I do have a lot of time that I can do to read tonight, but I'm actually going to the DMV right now to register my car, so hopefully I can get in some reading while I wait, and then I'll do some reading tonight as well. And my little update is that in the last few chapters, things really picked up. I feel like I'm actually like into the story now and enjoying it. It does still feel a little bit childish. So I'm on page 250, and it's actually like pretty good. Basically, this book is about a girl named Jude. She's our main character. She's human, she's mortal, and the book starts by her basically now adoptive dad coming in and killing her parents because her oldest sister is actually her half-sister, and she is a fairy. And she goes into the fairy lands because this guy's like, well, I'll take care of you since I killed your parents. And she gets bullied a lot for being a mortal, and people are like, mortals are meant to die, you're worth nothing, but she really wants to be a part of this world. And then there's the prince, and he is basically like the main bully. Like, he's awful. Like, I still hate him, and we only have like 100 or so pages left, so I don't know what's gonna happen here. But without spoiling anything, a lot of stuff happens. At first it's kind of slow, it's very like young, and then it slowly picks up, and now I'm like, oh, okay. And I've heard a lot of people say that the second book in the series is really good, and I could see that because now being on page 250, I'm enthralled in the story. I want to know what happens. I can't really put it down. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just finished The Cruel Prince. I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. I genuinely was shocked by the twist at the end. I don't know how I didn't think that was a possibility. Like, I guess I knew it was a possibility, but I was still like shocked by it. Not at all what I thought was gonna happen. Once things started picking up, like they really picked up. The last like 180 to 200 pages was like really good. Actually, okay, I know I just said 4 stars, but I just thought about the kind of books that I've given a 4 star. I think this is more like a 3.5, maybe a 3.75, because I realized that I still don't even know if I connect or care about Jude, which is our main character. And I just don't know if I care. Like, I really didn't even start to care about her until like the last maybe 50 pages. I feel like a lot of the characters and a lot of the plot just like happens suddenly and there's no rhyme or reason. Some of the love stories is like happen suddenly with no rhyme or reason. I don't know if I actually even care or connect with any of the characters, but I still had a really good time reading it. And I like to base books not on like how well they're written, but just on like my enjoyment, my entertainment, if I would recommend it. So that being said, I think it is like a 3.5, somewhere between 3.5 and 7.5. I can't make that decision right now, but that's where we're at. So now that I finished A Cruel Prince, here are my 4 options for what I could start next. I kind of like how in this video I'm just starting a bunch of series, which would rule out the middle 2. So I'm either gonna commit and start Crescent City or Six of Crows, which, spoiler alert, I already read 2 chapters of Six of Crows, but I could pause and read something else. I also have some books on the way from the Amazon Prime sale, so I've got lots of options, but I am very excited about this world, so I think I'll just give it a go. I might put this off for like a while, just because Sarah J Maas, incredible writing. She's like my favorite author. I love her stories, but like I'm scared. So let's start Six of Crows. Hey guys, I got a new background. I actually got some bookshelves. It's a main channel video, which is always linked below if you want to go watch it. But anyways, I might ruffle some feathers with this. Six of Crows. I am on page 286, which is over halfway, and I'm bored. I've been bored and I've been struggling. I think this is like day 3 of reading this book. I didn't even read any of it yesterday because I was just like not looking forward to it. Every time I think about picking this book up, I'm like, I should just get on TikTok instead. I should literally do anything but read it because I want to know how it ends, but I don't care about anything in between. And this is not a hate to this book because this book is written well, the characters are developed well, and because I read the first 3, I fully understand the magic system, the world, everything. It's a good, well-written book. I don't know why I don't like it. I hate when this happens. Like, I don't like it for no reason. I'm not connecting. I think there's too much, like, we're in present tense, we're in past tense talking about why people are the way they are, and I'm like, okay, cool, but I don't even care about this person anyways. I just want them to get to the place and do the prison break. Like, I thought Prison Break was gonna be chapter 7? No, we're on chapter 23 and they're just now getting to the prison. So I feel like it's dragged on and I'm bored and I'm thinking about DNFing, and I've never DNF'd a book, like a full DNF, which is so funny because I soft DNF'd Shadow and Bone. So I think I just don't like this series or this world as much as I thought I did. So that's unfortunate. I think I'm just gonna soft DNF it. I am gonna finish it before the end of this video, but I need something to motivate me to read. Like, I want to be cuddled up reading a book right now, and it's not this one. So, soft DNFing. In other news, all my books got here that I ordered. So, we have the Caraval series. Is that what it's called? Yes. I'm excited about this. I don't think I'm ready to jump into it quite yet. And I'm also really excited about the series that goes with it, so I really hope I like it. And then I got 3 books that start other series as well, because I just love fantasy. I love series. I just need to find one that really hits. So first is Fourth Wing. I don't need to explain why I got this. This is like the BookTok book. And of course the second one came out last year or this year, I don't know, and everybody was raving about it. There's another one coming out, so I want to know the hype, and from the quotes I see and the vibes, I think I'll like it. I do. So I could start this. I need something just fun, honestly. Okay, so it's like 500 pages. I don't know about that right now. Okay, the other 2 we have is the start of the Shatter Me series. This one is, ooh, it's only like 300 something pages. This could be a contender. And then we have Light Lark, which for some reason this author is on my TikTok For You page like every day. So I'm like, okay, I should probably read her book. I heard that it's very similar to like the Powerless, banter, Hunger Games-esque. I actually have no idea what it's about, but I've heard pretty good things. This one is, okay, where are the page numbers? This one is about 400 pages. I don't know what the vibe is. And of course, there's all the books that I talked about earlier in this video, but I feel like this video has just turned into me starting series. I want to start a bunch of series so then I know, like, okay, I'm in the mood to read this, and I can pick that series up instead of like debating if I'm gonna like a book, if I'm gonna like an author. I feel like just reading a bunch of the first of books is gonna put me in a good mood for next week and the weeks to come. So, I don't know, between these three, which one do you think I like the most, and which one do you think I should read first? So I ended up posting on my Instagram story because I literally couldn't decide, and everybody, well, not everybody, but 60% of you guys said to just do Fourth Wing first. I think the reason I'm scared to start it is I know there's gonna be a lot of world building, and it is so hype that I'm so scared it's not gonna live up to the hype, but I'm gonna do it. So let's start Fourth Wing. Okay, little update. I actually ended up finishing Six of Crows, and I know I did a whole thing about how I'm gonna DNF it, and I would have, but I found an audiobook of it. So I read along with the audiobook, and that's the only way I could finish it, listening on like 3x speed because I was so bored. And I don't even know how to rate this book, and I feel like I'm disappointing so many people in this, but it's not for me. I think it is a very well-written book. I see how people could love this. It's not for me, and I realized why. I actually like Shadow and Bone better because this is like a crime heist. That's what it is. It's a group of people, they go on a heist, and I hate crime heist shows, movies, apparently books. I think they're so boring. And I also feel like, so this whole time is like getting ready for the heist, and then this is the heist, and then this is like after the heist. I just felt like it was kind of anticlimactic, and I also realized one of the reasons I really didn't like it is pretty much every chapter you have what's going on right now, and then you get background information on why the characters are the way they are, or how they know the other characters and the crew. And that kind of book just doesn't do it for me. I don't really like, oh, this is now and flashback to this is now, flashback to this. And sometimes it was confusing if we were in a flashback or not, and it just wasn't for me. I also didn't understand the heist like at all. There were some points where I was really intrigued, a few different plot twists where I was like, oh crap, okay, this could be good. But overall, it just wasn't for me. So I don't know, I really didn't enjoy it. I would never reread it. But if somebody was into this kind of book, I think it's really well written for what it is. So I think I'm just gonna give it like a 3-star, but for me it's very forgettable. But it wasn't like badly written, so I feel like I can't go lower than a 3. So 3 stars for Six of Crows, and I'm like, ugh, I have the second one, I already bought it. This is why you don't buy the series, when you don't know if you'll like it. So I feel like eventually I'll have to read the second one. Let me know if the second one's any better, because I just cannot do it again if it's like this first one. I'm only on page 10, I'm already eating it up. Like 10 pages of this had me more intrigued than the 400-page book that I just read. So let's keep reading Fourth Wing today. This is more like the vibe I'm wanting right now. I'm on page 115. Y'all ate with this suggestion. Oh my gosh. There's a reason this is hype. Okay, it's a little early. It's still page 115. I could get disappointed, but oh my gosh. This is exactly what I was looking for. I want to read 1,000 books just like this. I'm eating it up. I'm gonna cry and throw up because it's so good. This is giving me the same vibes that I felt when I first started reading A Court of Mist and Fury, which is my favorite book. Okay, I literally can't. Xaden? Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. I fear this is exactly my type of book. It's giving Reese, okay? It's giving everything it needs to give. He's kind of giving a mix of Kai and Reese from Powerless and Akatar, and I'm literally crying thinking of it. It's just so good. This is the kind of book I need. Not me crying. It's late, okay? I don't even know why I'm crying. There's nothing to cry about. I'm just so excited that I finally found a good book. Like when you find a book that just encapsulates you, that is not the right word. When you find a book that just throws you in, and it's everything you were wanting for the vibes you're in. It's almost an emotional experience. No, because you know what it is? It's like you have that little itch in the back of your head that you want to scratch so bad with a very specific type of book, and you just can't find it, and then all of a sudden you're reading and you're like, this is it. And then you're like, start crying because this is what you've been looking for. Okay. So yeah, let's keep reading this, and if you have suggestions that are this vibe, let me know. Thank you. I have two crazy updates for you guys. First, with Fourth Wing, I am on page like 202. Oh my gosh. Like I said, y'all ate with this suggestion. I'm eating it up. I never want it to end. I wish this was 2,000 pages. Every page is just so good. As soon as I'm like, okay, I kind of wish we were in the romance side, it happens. As soon as I'm like, okay, I wish we were doing more fighting, it happens. Like, everything I want happens. It's quick. I love it. I love all the characters. Oh my gosh. Last night, I stayed up so late. I almost stayed up all night and just finished it, but I was like, no, I should go to bed. So I put it down around page 200. I was verbally giggling, physically kicking my feet. My husband kept waking up and being like, okay, we get it. Your book's good. Like, I was like, hee hee hee. I love this book so much. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Everything that just happened. So basically, what's called the threshing just happened. If you know, you know, with the dragons. Also, didn't know the dragons were gonna be speaking. I kind of knew. I saw on TikTok where people would be like, oh, the dragon talking. I'm like, ew, that sounds like such an ick. No, it hits. No, it's so good. They like speak in the mind of their writer, and it's so good. Everything going down is eating. I love it. I can't wait to keep reading this. Update number 2 is I am doing the dreaded reading 2 books at once. Yep, I started Crescent City, decided to give it a shot. I am on about page, well, I'm further than that. I'm probably on page like 120. I was gifted an Audible by my mom for this book and decided that I'll listen to it on Audible and read along when I can. I also have it on my Kindle from the library right now, so I have 3 different ways to read this book because it is a big book. But I found that I'm someone who really likes to have an audiobook going when I'm doing chores, when I'm driving and all that, and then have a physical book. So this is actually working out perfect. But every time I pick up a physical book, it's this right now. I do like to physically read along when I can, but usually this is just audio. So that's where we're at. I will finish this book in this video and then be done with the video. So this will maybe be just a part of a different video. But let's keep reading Fourth Wing. I am unwell. Ooh, I am on page 278. Oh my gosh. Screaming, crying, throwing up right now. Oh, okay. Gotta get back to reading. Final check-in / update. I loved this book. I absolutely ate it up. It was everything I want in a book and more. I'm just here to be entertained, and this did it. Everything about it, all the characters, the pacing, just every point that I want to hit in a book, this hit. It was just perfect for me. And I want to read like 1,000 more of these. I can't wait to read the next one. I'm rating this 5 stars. And if you have yet to read Fourth Wing, it does in fact live up to the expectations. If you like A Court of Mist and Fury vibes, but with dragons, this is for you. Thank you guys for watching me start a bunch of series. This was super fun. I'm excited to read the rest of the books in all these series that I started. Leave a comment down below what series you guys think I should start. And I know I still have like Shatter Me and Light Lark to read, and I'm still in the middle of Crescent City, but I love reading a good romantasy series. So this was super fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!